the Amazon suit finally, after a lot of investigation to be filed.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 8th, 2023.
Only when it comes to The Exorcist.
It's early.
And things related to The Exorcist.
My account, my long only account is up 3.94% since June 19th. And the S&P is only up 2.62%. So that's some outperformance by me.
Yeah, I feel pretty. I feel like a cat on my.
Yeah, that's the first for me. You learn something new every day sitting at the clincher. Every day. Thankfully, it's not, but his favorite sports teams. Keith, all set today. I am. There is talk of it.
And it's early.
Bill, given they're exhausting some of the money in Ukraine, which will be somewhat controversial. So a little bit more on that tomorrow. I think potentially more defense spending, but that's going to be a tough slog on the hill when they get back next month. So that's it for me.
All right, it's it for me too. I got like skates and my hands are loaded, but I'm loaded for bear. Thanks for joining the call.
All right, let's see what's gapping down, and then we'll take a look at what you guys think is going on the gap condition.
I gotta go get my coffee.
Look at the SPY right now. We are slightly down, kind of bounced from 446 this morning, but this drop almost 1% at the lowest point here has dragged some things down, right? So we'll see what's on there. But there's some top ones here with some double-digit numbers that probably has nothing to do with the SPY. Let's see what's going on here. Let's start with IFF. This is down 22%. International, what is it? International Flavors and Fragrance. That is a very interesting company. I never heard of this. Peter?
I have never heard of it either. But,
Are you looking it up? I'm looking it up too.
I am, especially chemical company. Well, I mean, this is an earnings play, so they had the opposite problem. They cut their guidance. So I don't think I've ever seen this before. They presumably are a supplier to a lot of the food companies, but they say that they're softening consumer demand and have missed their quarterly numbers and reduced their guidance.
All right. Well, there you have it. Yeah, probably all good to know this. I'm not seeing anything. We got it all. It's here in downtown, so who knows. All right, let's. Yeah, it's coming
We
up
got a
on
lot of
yours.
people in white coats doing little dropper tests and test tube.
Actually, when we were in New York, we were pretty close. So this is on 57. Next time we're there, we'll walk over and find out what's going on. Maybe we could do a hit piece from there. But anyways, these guys are down 21%, 311,000 shares traded. Light on volume. I like this gap down today, friends, because this usually can initiate some kind of movement, whether up or down. It could create some opportunities here, but they need to get the volume going. The spread is actually not bad. Pre-market, guys, 5 cents right now. Could get a little worse, maybe 10, 15 cents. I don't know, Peter. I usually won't look at this one, but this one, I'm interested to see how the market opens treats this one, just because how big this gap down is. So let's keep that as possible. We'll come back and see what it does there. Here's another one, AYX. This is down 21%, 504,000 shares traded. Very similar to it as well. Again, big gap down, not as much volume. I do like it, extract a little bit better, but yeah, if you like this one, you can watch it. Peter, what's the news on this?
This is interesting because they actually beat their numbers. So they had earnings. They did beat their numbers, and they on the bottom line they beat quite handily. Now there is some concern, I guess, that they're still in a losing position. So the revenues are down year over year, but I mean that's what they forecasted, and they did better than forecasted, but not as good as I guess analysts wanted. So you know, it seems like a little bit of an overreaction because unless I'm missing some of the news, but yeah, that's what I see now.
Yeah, and you can already see the bounce starting to take place here. I mean, still at 27.6, already at 30.40. So that's what I like to look for if I'm going to play these, is that overreaction, right? This is a big drop. It seems not.
They did have two analyst downgrades this morning, but again, the analyst downgrades are in turn a reaction to the earnings. Again, maybe there's more behind it that we're not seeing. Interesting, both analyst groups cut their price expectations from mid-60s, they had a slightly different number, to both exactly $30. So, you know, again, what that means, you know how I feel about analysts, but it's interesting that they both cut the same number. And yeah, I mean, maybe, I mean, the volume isn't huge on this one, but it's
again, good secondary, if we can get the overreaction volume coming in and closing this gap, right? That's what we're looking for. That's kind of the same thing I'm looking for here. Here's DDO, another one that's dropping 20%, which we know a little bit better, and I see my people have on the list today. 2.1 million shares traded. Peter, these guys are not having fun today. Obviously, big drop.
well, talking about my friends, the analysts here. So this feels like another overreaction, in my opinion. But who knows? They beat their numbers. They had good numbers. However, the forward-looking forecast actually came out, and they you know, the market, the Wall Street analysts said we expect you to make 536.2 because they are that precise million in the next quarter, and they said, well, we think we're going to be more around 523. Sell. Like I just, you know, you guys running the company don't know what you're doing. We here, analysts, say that you're not making enough. So let's take you down about 20%.
Yes.
All right, enough of that.
Interesting times.
I'm getting old grumpy old man on you all now.
I get it, man. As you get older, patience kind of works a little bit. For stupidity, only stupidity. Like I got very patient with my kids and other kinds of stuff. But stupidity, I don't have patience for that, dude. I don't know about you. I can't deal with it.
You know, it's funny. I was watching a show that I enjoy, but it's a courtroom drama thing, and a Lincoln lawyer. Anyway, I was watching last night, and they were doing this courtroom stuff, and I just thought like the judge and it all seemed unreasonable. It's like I don't understand.
Shut the hell up. Those Gen X. Yeah, I guess they're Gen X. Those Gen X people that are almost boomers. Ugh, they're so annoying. Let's see what Time to Eat Trading has to offer. They're nice and quiet like me. Nice.
Experience a very similar human paradigm, and that is that most men are born and you're not important, and then you go to school.
You're not important.
You fuck someone else, and then you realize that all the 19-year-olds you want when you're 19 are with older dudes because they have cars or whatever. You go through this experience of getting your heart broken and losing your girlfriend, etc., and many men,
Etc.,
or accept they're gonna have their heart broken forever, but some men decide to become so big and important and strong and irreplaceable that they never have to suffer heartbreak again. Because every man
They never have to suffer heartbreak again.
the differentiator between humans, right? You are feeling the same pain that many men have felt. Every man out there has had his heart broken and understands how difficult it is some of the other men out there is that certain men take that anguish and take that sadness and understand that energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be converted, and use it to build themselves into a man of absolute standing and power, as opposed to sitting around jerking off like you just told me you do. You are a waste. You are wasting your energy. Heartbreak is unlimited motivation. If I was heartbroken, it's been a very long time, but if I was heartbroken, I'd be in the gym every morning. I'd be a beast. I'd be running. I'd be working. I couldn't sleep. I'd be an absolute animal. And you're heartbroken, and what are you doing? Jerking off. Like a fucking dumbass. The difference is, as a man, you must build yourself into a man of credibility, which means to build yourself into a man of standing, we all start in a fairly similar position. I became me through tedious, arduous, difficult, never-ending work. You are wasting your time. You know why God made your girl leave you? Because he wanted to show you that you ain't shit. He wanted to show you that you are human and you're fallible and that you're very replaceable. So he decided to make you fall in love with the girl, and he decided to make her leave you to show you that you are a dickhead. Now it is your job to look at the board, understand what's happened, say, I understand, God, I deserve that. I'm glad she left me and I'm sad because I am a dickhead. And do something about it. Because if you refuse, if you ignore God's message, next time you fall in love with a bitch, guess what he's going to do? He's going to make her leave you. To remind you once again that you are a dickhead. Every single man out here, if you're upset that your girl's leaving you, God is reminding you that you aren't worth shit. You need to get up and work so hard that even in the eyes of God, he is proud of you. God loves his creations, which show him their true potential and beauty. By getting up and trying your absolute best and becoming a man of moral standing, he will reward you and bless you. If you continue to be a dickhead, God will remind you you're a dickhead. So God just broke your heart on purpose to show you that the way you're living your life and the man you are simply are not good enough. What have you changed since? No, fucking nothing. You think God's going to forgive you for no reason? You think God's going to go, it's fine. He hasn't learned his lesson. He hasn't changed. He isn't even trying very hard. He's not up early in the gym. He ain't doing nothing. It's fine. Let's just let him fall in love and let's make sure the girl doesn't fuck someone else on OnlyFans this time. No, sir! This is going to repeat endlessly. It's a cycle that will not fucking change until you take the message from God and become the man you're supposed to be. You must stop being a dickhead. You deserve what's happened to you. You deserve how you feel. All of it.
When I was 20, me and my girlfriend broke up. I was with her 4 years. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't, and this is before social media. You couldn't just chase a bitch. Like, that was it. She's gone now. Like, she moved. I didn't know where she lived. That was it. And I couldn't sleep. Now, it wasn't like I was crying my eyes out, but I was just, where's my hoe at? I couldn't sleep.
Need something else to do.
Need something else to do. So I thought, fuck, I'll hit the gym at 6 a.m., hit the gym at 3 p.m., hit the gym at 8 p.m. I had nothing else to do but fight. So I took all that trauma, all that heartbreak, and I molded it into becoming a world-level combatant, right? What did we talk earlier about how trauma can mold you? Trauma can be a fantastic thing. Heartbreak, depression, sadness, these are all fantastic motivators. I'm telling you why they're a fantastic motivator. You go to a guy who's heartbroken, he has all the motivation in the world to send weird text messages. He has the motivation, he's putting it in the wrong place.
That's 300 cold emails you could be sending to someone if it's a
That's a lot of
business.
money you could have made.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, some of the greatest accomplishments in my life have come after a heartbreak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's that fuck, I call it fuck you energy. Take that and you're like, because some guys will get butthurt about that and they'll sit there and they'll wallow in self-pity. I've always thought the correct application of that energy is, okay, prove that she made a shitty mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and become a fucking millionaire. Go out and become a kickboxer. Go out and become a porn star, whatever. And then she's going to look around when she's 50 pounds heavier in a year's time. You're like, I let him go.
Yeah.
You can, and internally,
Be happy.
my ego could be like,
Yeah.
I got you.
Life's gonna hurt you, and how you use that pain is completely not really up to you. You can use that pain to galvanize yourself as a man, become a better man you've ever been. I'm not saying that I'm only successful because of some chick. I'm saying that every single time that I was heartbroken, I never wasted a second. I was never wallowed.
Especially as a young man. We talked about this on the show. You're gonna get your heart broken as a young man. I've had it happen to me. We've all had it happen to us.
What are we gonna do without men? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Me and Kristen talked about this on the podcast that we did together, Gentleman Game. It's 7
Who is
years
this
later.
bitch?
You get your value later, right? So if you use that energy to put all that work in, these girls, they come back around, and I love to see them come back. Not because I'm in love again, just because it's like, you know, I told you so.
No, I said this, like, anybody who tries to get revenge on a woman, that's incel energy. That's the wrong way of looking at it. The only revenge you can get on a woman who breaks your heart is success. Success is the best friend. Just level up slowly, and when she messages you, you have two choices. You can either say, sorry, baby,
You're not my type anymore.
Boom, you win.
So that's the answer to the question. Put a plan together for the heartbreak if it comes. And make sure
Put a plan together for the heartbreak if it comes.
Traumas that come, pains that come, you have to use it constructively. Still to this day, that's all I would have. If something bad happened to me and I got really upset, I would find the most constructive possible outcome. And that's a conscious decision. You have to have the emotional controls, but a conscious.
This is so stupid that this fucking dumbasses think that this isn't just how everything in life actually is. I don't know. This is not like revelatory.
Women fuck men they respect. That's it. They don't fuck men they like. They don't fuck men they love. They fuck men they respect. If she loves you and likes you and doesn't respect you, she will not have sex with you. I have women who respect me and fucking hate me, but they're here every time I call. So if they respect you, they're gonna sleep with you. And this is something that's biological and evolutionary. They fuck men they respect. So how do you make women respect you? Well, first you have to be worthy of respect as an individual. There's no how. If you're worthy of respect, you're worthy of respect. But secondly, you cannot allow blatant disrespect. So if you allow her to blatantly disrespect you and you tolerate that, then you're setting a precedent, which means, well, why would I respect this guy in the first place? Yeah. I say this to guys all the time. I've had loads of guys come to like coaches and stuff and say, you know, my woman doesn't respect me, da da da. And I say, look, it's much harder to fix something that's broken than to never let it go wrong in the first place. From the second you got together, you should have been a man. And you haven't got to be an asshole, you haven't got to be aggressive. I'll sit with a girl and very politely say, look, if we're going to be in a relationship, if I'm going to take you seriously, you're not going to have male friends. If you want to hang around with a whole bunch of men, then I'm not going to take you seriously. What do you mean you won't take me seriously? I mean we can fuck, but I'm never going to look at you as serious material. So the idea, the decision is on you. If you want to be serious, you're not going to talk to those guys. You want to talk to those guys, I'll talk to some guys. You decide. And I lay it on them. Now, if they choose to keep all their male friends, then that means she's chosen these friendships over me, which means sooner or later she was going to cheat anyway. Like, how long until she jumps on me dick anyway? So why would I even be upset about it? But most men are too scared to just put the ultimatum down. And you're not put the ultimatum down in some scary, big, brash way. Just be clear. Look, any woman I'm with who I take seriously doesn't hang around with me. So, it's your choice. And this is the point. But most men don't say anything. They let it slide, and they let it get completely broken. And they come to me and say, well, how do I fix it? So you have to make it not let it get broken in the first place. You need to understand your boundaries and expectations as a man. And you have to set them. And you have to make sure she complies and sticks to them. And if she doesn't, you have to find somebody else. If you're stuck
Why?
with the one
But the jobs report, you just jump from headline to headline. You don't have a process. You don't have a rate of change. You don't have a rate of change measuring mapping process to get you to what the likelihood of the change is. You just jump around.
All right, here we go. Back in the saddle again. My favorite part of the day.
And a tourist is now looking at a very difficult position, even though they don't know it's difficult. Because what you have is, based on this smackdown from both a European bank perspective and China, you get bond yields on the short end of the curve, which is Fed policy expectations, right at the low end of the range, right before the CPI jumps up. It's going to accelerate from last month. So again, you saw that acceleration in oil, for example, 20%, and the base effects easing by 29 basis points. Did you know that? Now you do. That's why you're watching this.
All right, what we got? Oversold.
It's surreal because we're finally entering what we've called a phase transition. So it's the
Gold.
as my friend Benoit taught me a long time ago. Again, God rest in peace, Benoit Mandelbrot. Again, it's the particular in markets that matters, not the average of things or the simple moving average. That's what a moving market. It's a simple one-factor moving average. Talk about innovation on Wall Street.
But the whole world can see.
Yeah, it's holding the 200-day Apple. It's like, come on, guys, just retire. I mean, Apple's just getting killed. Back to the volatility. So the setup is really interesting because instead of like a flat term structure for short-term volatility, I'm talking very short-term, which includes the catalysts on the events calendar, which includes what just happened this morning and getting through Thursday's CPI. And now you have a little contango there. So again, that means there's an actual chance for volatility to break out at a faster pace, and that's what my model's saying. So vol of vol, we got a big higher low on the VIX. The volatility of volatility is widening and rising at the same time. That's a dangerous setup, in particular when you have dealer gamma. So dealers now have negative gamma. It's not positive gamma, like buy the damn dip gamma. It's sell weakness. That's what the setup is from the options dealers. That's a major problem. And moreover, you have what we wrote here in the early look. our content partners, and thank you very much for that, to Craig Peterson. Vol control funds, you know what that is? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Old white people don't talk about before. They don't understand the flow. They probably don't even understand what gamma speed is or the difference between negative and positive gamma deal. But because they don't understand doesn't mean that that's not what's going on. It's like playing with a pocket with a wooden stick. You know, they still like their wooden sticks, but I prefer graphite. I prefer technology. So there you have it. When you're below that flip line, by the way, which is currently the flip line on dealer gamma, that line's 44. So you can see that every single day. If you have the data that you pay for, of course you pay for good data instead of bad narratives. But this is a very big problem because volatility control funds could be a seller of upwards of $35 billion in equity right on the tape on a 2% drop in the S&P 500.
Overbought.
CTA,
Dollar
big
just
time
was,
long,
but
hedge
it
funds,
there now it is
big
again.
time long. We're coming off the biggest ramp in leverage. If you look at the FINRA data, FINRA like talk about buying stocks with leverage, buying on borrow, ever on a 6-month basis. A bunch of hedge funds are already blowing up because of it was the only first update at 5, and you're going to get it down open here. So again, be aware of the reflexivity, as we call it, on the downside, and those are your top things. You want to learn something? Read. Then take what you read and implement it, if you can, into your process and evolve. Okay? For those of you that do not know what a fractal dimension is, but you know what a moving monkey is, I challenge you, and I'm challenging everybody really who's watching this for free. I want you to hate that. I want you to hate having to change. I want you to learn. Some of our best subscribers and clients hated me with a passion. That's possible. You know it is. But again, I learned a lot from this guy. Read the book. First of all, read it like 5 times and try to understand it. And then understand that there's lines, the contour of an ocean line or the edges of a leaf. You know what those things are, right? Well, how about economies and market systems? Okay? So this is our process embedded in all that we do. Today, look at all, you got a lot of dog ears in that book? That's not your dog eating my book. That's a lot of dog ears. So one of my favorite passages in this book is in pages 170. And by the way, if you really pay attention to the book, you're going to be able to try to calculate some of the fractals implements that I use to calculate things like trade trend tail lines. Again, my risk ranges. I'm not going to give up the codes, but I give you the process. So again, when you think about this, I want you to keep thinking. Okay, so when we get into this in initiators, generators, and rules, that's how fractal. If you were to just at a very basic level construct a fractal pattern, that's what you need: an initiator, a generator, and rules. So think about it. Initiator, ball of all picks up. You get some contango on the curve. Generator, Chinese data, very, very bad. Markets go down a little faster. Copper go down real fast. Copper's not a stock. Wait for the people that do stocks to wake up. Initiator, generator, rules, sell. That's it. What that is a moving monkey. And actually, if you look at a fractal, you'll see a pattern of beauty. Every fractal is the logical expression of a few straightforward ideas. I would submit rate of changing gravity. 2 very straightforward ideas, and all of your life. For whatever reason, some of you are still infected by the old wall and their broken ways. This is a better way. Thank you for joining us today. All right, get into the groove here. Still working on my punch. Emily said that I have a bit of a punch. So Emily Evans on the call. Thank you. She didn't really say this. I kind of like saying it. That way, 44. So the big problem here, day over day, is that we see some degradation, and I wrote this intraday. For those of you that stopped subscribing to Real Time Alerts, for those of you that are new to it, we appreciate new subscribers. Old ones never had my coaching alerts. It's very different now. So what I called out yesterday, I said, hey, watch out for this, in particular 2 things. This 42 used to be 75, and this number here used to be closer to 80 or something like that. So what you have is the 3rd day in a row of lower highs and lower lows in the risk range. That is definitively bearish. Okay? This is what widens the risk range. We have more vol in the model all of a sudden. That's why for the 2nd day in a row, we have a 14 handle so when you look at the risk range on the VIX, and these things are published every single day, so power users in the process already know what I'm going to say because it's already on their pin sheet. But again, the vol 14.18. This is a higher low for that, and obviously we have a higher high at 17. This is on a very immediate term duration. Okay, so this feeds that. Okay, our model is price, volume, volatility, PVV. Am I blowing the mind? If you people just looked at numbers instead of bullshit, you know, like political bullshit. People talk about their feelings on TV, how a stock feels, how they had an experience at the company. Again, it's bullshit, right? This is a much better way to look at risk, okay? It's the flows and the fundamentals, not just the fundamentals. As you know, he taught me this a long time ago. A large percentage of market moves have to do with nothingness other than the flow. Brownian emotion. Look at that. That's it. Now look at yesterday. It was the first update. So once we look into, so let's isolate the price volume. So this is the V. If you have the first update in 5, and on prior down days the volume accelerates. So what I'm looking for, similar sets or patterns as you call them correctly. Here we have an up day in price, but a down day on volume. So down 8%, 5% respectively versus the prior day and the 1 month average. That's all that really matters. We highlighted everything. So again, a non-confirming day. So we sold into it. So I went from 13% net long 2 trading days ago, which you can see. Obviously, if you go back and rewind the tapes, if you're a subscriber, I'm net short now. By barely, but barely net short. So I just sold into it. And you can see me doing that in real-time alerts. If you didn't see it, that doesn't mean it didn't happen. You can sit there and say, oh, I get why you say that people are full of shit on Wall Street. They are, right? They don't have timestamps. I have like 8,000.
Oh, that coffee's hot.
What else do I have in there? Lots, right? But when I say I do something, it's because I actually did it. You know, so that's an important thing, right? An important concept. Play the game out loud.
Damn. Apple.
But again, show people the process. So again, we got
Disney.
volume, volatility, are all same.
GDX. Microsoft. Tesla. XLU. Bearish.
11 sectors were up on the day.
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
The things that people want to buy if there's not going to be a recession. So I shorted both financials and industrials. We're short of the fur, and I'm going pretty close to my max now. Fur being financials, industrials, real estate, and retail. Okay? Not Q. Not yet. We did add SPY back to the short side after having it off for a long time. Because we're not idiots, right? We're not like these people, SPY monkeys, and that's all they know. I have to do consulting. They're on a team. They're in a process. They have nowhere else to go, right? That's all they talk about. Now, if they had 50 countries, all asset classes, a full-blown team that's growing towards 100 people here with 40 of us on the research team, they'd have some options. They'd do better. It's a better way. So here we are. Those are my top 4 sector shorts in terms of size this morning. Retailers are the 4th because they were down yesterday. IWM, which is the Russell, which I'm short, and I've been shorted. It's down 20%. Don't forget from where we went bearish. 20, right? So in other words, you got to be up 25% to get back to break even. You think some small cap manager whose clients are still down 20 are happy? No, just happy talk, bullshit on CNBC, right? These people got killed last year, absolutely killed. Now they talk about year to date. If you're down 20, which would be a good thing last year relative to what some people did, you got to be up 25 just to get back to break even. The goal here is number 1, to preserve and protect capital. So find the places where you're not going to have, never mind 20, 5 to 10% drawdowns. That would be a disaster.
Well, this is getting interesting, is it not?
Buy the damn dips and the things that we like. We have 26 different macro ETFs from Japan to India and back again, and they work. Okay, they've been working more than they have. So again, there's a better way to do it. There's a different way to do it. Even if it wasn't a better way, it's a different way, which is a better way anyway. You got that? Yeah. You know, if the SPY or the Qs don't go up, they all lose together. That's the point. Okay? And we don't lose when the crowd loses. That's for damn sure, and we didn't. If you're looking at calendar years, that's so old wall. It's cycle to date. The cycle peaked in November of 2021. So the Russell 2000 peaked at 2,442 in November of 2021. NASDAQ peaked 16,057 today. Okay? So NASDAQ, even before we opened today, is still down 13% from that. 13. Right? Okay? So there you go. What else we got going on for you this morning? Just a little reframing for some of you that struggle with that. For all of us in Hedge Eye Nation community, maybe they're laughing at some of my bad jokes. The MOVE Index, you know what that is? It's at 121. What a great thing. No. We're not long anything that has to do with duration. I guess the closest thing to it would be gold, which isn't down so much this morning. And by the way, I cut my gold position in half into this, which everyone who subscribes to Macro Pro, where you can see my daily and incremental moves. You can see all my asset allocations, how I touch positions. Yesterday, I sold another 100 basis points of gold and a physical gold. That's 200 basis points. Now I get to buy them back. That's how you do it. That's how I do it. I'll do it for my family. How you do it is totally up to you. And that's something that people really need to get comfortable with. Who are you? What is your max size? organize by position. How many positions do you want to have? Are your longs bigger than your shorts? How do you touch your positions, not with touchy-feely stuff, incrementally, mathematically, with discipline and rules? Again, initiator, generator, rules. Market go down, initiator, generates buy signal, rules.
I don't know about that.
Of that thing. Holy cow. We're applying fractal math, AI. Been using it for years.
We have.
I think Brewster, which is why you're here today.
Well, we did, we already had the schedule set, but once he knew he wasn't gonna have to be on, he said, oh, I can be up till 4 in the morning.
He emailed me at 1:47 a.m. today. Brewster's an analyst on our team, for those of you that subscribe, you know. The other day he's telling me how he had to go to the Mountain Dew. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like I got up at, I couldn't sleep this morning, so I was up at 3:30 for the kids on my things that started early. And I'm like, I see this email, Brewster, what are you doing? Like, I'm not happy about that. I want this guy to live, right? I want him to have a life. And he's like, no, we're gonna get our final AI commercialized product out. You know, I gotta climb that mountain. So I said, you get on the Mountain Dew again last night? He goes, no, I went to McDonald's and got a big Dr. Pepper.
I love the guy, I do, I really do.
But I asked you, lovers okay, but haters alike. Who's working for you like that? Like, who really is working? Is there, are they all these one-man?
Who's working?
Josh Brown, are you kidding me? I don't want to know what he's doing at 2 in the morning. So the fact of the matter is that that's what we're doing, that's who we are. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Most people that don't can't compete with it. That's why they hate it.
I don't think that's right either.
7 a.m. on Dr. Pepper. Whoop. That's a real thing.
This option data sucks.
Models that we've been working. Those are coming to a theater near you. What else we got going on for you this morning? Just to hit on overseas markets. So again, I'll go through U.S. markets. I do the top 3 things, go through the levels, et cetera, et cetera. Then we'll do the other places of the world where we put your money, other places. So Japan, which is a place, our largest global equity allocation, was up last night. So I'm not going to lose my mind over that. If it was down, I wouldn't either. I'd buy the damn thing. So Japan was up 0.4% for a long time. India, which is our second largest, was down 0.1%. Call your mommy. No, it's okay. Yesterday we sold some India and some Japan. Right? You can see that in the macro pro. They went down. So if they go down with the U.S. equity ETFs today, we'll buy some more. If they're near the low end of the range, that's what we're really thinking about. We're patient. We have a process. Timing matters. All these things. People that on the old wall say timing doesn't matter. You can't time markets. Believe them, they can't. It's very good. Imagine you had to have Farmer Jim time the market. I mean, good Lord, in heaven, I pray. Hong Kong, which we're short on the other side, so we're not naked long like a yo-yo. I get that some people have to be, but, you know, I'm a called hedge eye. You look eye inside of a hedge fund, you can see everything you know and need. You would find that people have longs and they have shorts. The shorts are set there to protect the longs, protect the capital, the hard-earned capital, so that the capital can compound over time. So again, my shorts are down a lot more. Hong Kong down 1.8% on the Chinese. Great. Japan's up. Hong Kong down equals alpha. Initiator, generator, rule equals alpha. Good. That's a good session. We're our European shorts, as I hit on, acting quite nicely. Something I'll be buying more of is Indonesia, IDX, which we discussed yesterday. Oil finally having a down day, so we're going to buy the damn dip in that. Yeah. Okay. So we got big higher lows. Our breakout signal on oil is about 5 weeks old. About with a Canadian accent, and that's right. We have a lot of Canadian friends that are long low because they're always long low. but the fact of the matter is that we have higher highs today, back in the risk range as opposed to volatility. It's the upside down of it. So the volatility in oil keeps making lower lows. It's called OVX, oil volatility. Okay, OVX. So that was closed around 27. So that's a new low for oil volatility. So we have higher highs in the risk range for WTI to 83.44. The best spot to buy more would be at the low end of the range, which is 78.55. So wait, 25 basis points. If you don't know what a basis point is, we got a lot of work to do. But we're gonna do it. Now we like to coach players at all levels, level you up. But buy a little bit. But if it gets to the low end of the range, I buy a lot. Okay, so that's how we think about it. We start buying short-dated call options. Blow my mind. Okay, we got videos on that too, how to do that. All right, what else we got going on? People say, "Why, if you're so good at this, why don't you go run a hedge fund?" I have so much more money. You know,
You do have fun.
it's like, it's like as an agitator on the ice, dude. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. got else? Gold, 1922. So gold today, we might get aggressive because it's right around there. In fact, I'm going to have to end the macro show in 9 minutes so I can do that. What else we got going on for you? I already talked about copper. Corn's down hard, wheat down too, et cetera, et cetera. We have, again, that weak flow-through trade from the Chinese data to capitalize on certain things that we're long in commodity space. We're still bullish on inflation re-accelerating, which includes all of energy, being long the commodity stocks, being long something like uranium, URA, or nuclear, NLR. Lots of things to buy. What else we got? 10-year yield risk range didn't really move. That's important. That's the setup that I'm talking about in the bond market ahead of the CPI. Bitcoin might signal buy.
Been interesting.
We're going to see what happens here. So that's largely a volatility, price line volatility signal, but the volatility component is starting to change here. But I said might. When I do, because I've been bearish on Bitcoin since it was at 68,000 or whatever, just when the cycle peaked back in November of 2021. So I don't really care what people do. I care about what I do. Me, selfish bastard. Hodl, no. Risk manage, yes. Yes. Risk manage, yes. You know, if you don't risk manage, you stay poor, I think they say. I think those hodlers like that stuff. But, you know, low end of the range for a trade, I would 28,708. That's for Bitcoin, and I'm waiting and watching on that. And if it says the next day that it doesn't, that's why you watch tomorrow. Take the question.
So we got a couple, two of the top three are all around silver. So Alejandro's asking, is silver still a good buy in USD? And if
The top questions for those of you that don't know when we allowed it are always about what's your biggest loser today. Do you buy something when it's at the low end of the range? The answer is yes. That's it. No panic attack. You know that I took silver down to a 1% position, which was down a lot from where I sold it higher. It's not like gotcha.
So that's all I can see right now is to buy puts in GDX.
I will buy at least 50 basis points of silver if I see the low end of the range.
Tesla's close.
No anxiety. Our community, this is not the noobs, this is our community. Look at the anxiety meter this morning. Right where I want it, right there. Not feeling too fat and happy when gold and silver paid out on the options when I sold them in real-time alerts. You saw it that day. Actually, much higher in silver's case. Sold my calls, I wrote about it, etc. Then I get to buy back. That's why they don't have anxiety. Because they're not pinned, greedy bastards on one side. They're not losing their shit on the other side. They're right there. No emotion, executing like assassins.
The next one we got is from Rick Marchetta. He says, "Hi, Coach. Regarding eyeball discounts and premiums, I can't remember ever seeing so many consistent eyeball premiums and such a dearth of eyeball discounts. Is this a new paradigm? And if so, is the rate of change of eyeball premium to less premium as much a leading indicator as were eyeball discounts in the past?"
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. If you know, and if you have the tier 1 alpha data, you can see this, where realized vol just went. And you look at the 1 month and the 3 month, the spread is very narrow. So let's just get into this here quickly. Show the implied vol table. Apologies, I should have read it on every day. It's a new stat pack. You should be able to read this. There's plenty of information at Hedgehog University on how to think about realized vol versus implied vol, eyeball, as we have it notated here. So you have this is implied vol versus realized vol. The reason why these numbers are very high is because realized vol is very low. And like I said, the term structure just kind of moved into different things. So again, implied vol, people are like, oh shit, I gotta buy some protection. So you get, that's what happens. When people buy puts, premiums go up. So it's nothing new. It happens 100% of the time that I get short SPY, which I did on the first day of August. This setup was there, and now it's manifesting. So now people are in a panic to buy protection because for a while they didn't have it. So the way that these, in particular, these volatility, so they're rules based. It's not like they say, well, I thought the Apple quarter was great. It wasn't. It was dog shit. There's no conversation. It's all rules. So they look at R vol, and if the R vol jumps, so R vol being realized vol. What's happened here is that the 1 and the 3 month vol is the spread on that is pretty tight. When that starts to widen out and you put in higher vol numbers into the model, they have to sell. Okay, that's basic explanation of it, but that's what's going on. So what I look for is complacency. So watch Because I've already made money on these, and I'll make money again today. So people are paying premium for puts that I own. Okay. Whereas down in here, you're going to find the best thing to short today would probably be high yield, minus 12% implied vol discount. How about some Tesla, minus 9? That thing acts like shit, right? I mean, Tesla, yesterday, they finally gave up. I mean, everyone owns Amazon, so nobody wants protection, right? Why would you want protection? You had to buy protection ahead of the quarter 1 week ago. That's a 55% premium. Then the thing go up, oh, no more puts, we're good. You know what's interesting about the Magma, or the Magmat, is that you have significant breakdowns. So you have Apple broke trend, like a hot knife through butter. That thing is, I think, 178 it went out at yesterday. Tesla remains bearish trend. Microsoft's now bearish trend. So again, on the other side of it, Meta, Google, Amazon. Those are the top 3 in our risk range product in terms of their bullish trend. Okay, buy the damn dip in bullish trends, sell the rips in bearish trends. But that is a very different setup than where we were in the month of, in particular, June. Like when you go back to the month of June, Taylor, you go to slide 28 in the current macro deck. By the way, if you take for the real good stuff, there's 162 slides in this sucker. It's almost as heavy as like a small piece of gold, but it's heavy content. All right, now look at that. Look at that chart. Are you out of your fucking mind? Yes, you were. AI. Yeah. That's not like a kind of a move on that right side where call buying didn't just kind of like go at all-time highs. It blew through all-time highs. This was mid-June before any of these companies had to report anything. Okay? So this is where we're at. We're coming out of that. And this is a surreal environment for the mother of all bubbles. It wouldn't be the mother of all bubbles if those 2 charts weren't on the board. Okay? Next chart. Microsoft became almost 15% of the S&P 500. And now they're both bearish trend. I got a 200 money. Like this guy from Funstrat, their old wall technical guy that they had to dig out of the freaking back 40. This guy's like, oh, it's still holding at 200. Hey, where were you guys at 196 on Apple? Nobody was doing anything. I think the guy at Morgan Stanley capitulated and went, no more bearishness.
Yeah, they lifted that.
I mean, we're having a moment here, people.
It's nuts.
What else?
Okay, let's go to the next one. At a high level, Ivory Johnson kind of wants to know, hey, if CPI comes in hot and increases the odds of the Fed tightening, how do you think the yen and Japanese stocks look relative to the U.S. market, and how was the correlation kind of hold?
There's no real correlation to that in terms of like what we're looking for is number 1, where is the risk range on the yen versus the dollar, published daily. Number 2, where is the risk range on the Nikkei? Number 3, where is the risk range on the 4 Japanese ETFs that I have? And most important, so those are signals, and then there's quads. Signals, front run quads. Provided that we hold intermediate term trend support signal, volatility adjusted signal levels, and the economic data continues to be reported as quad 1 or 2 in Japan, you just buy it. It has nothing to do with the US CPI. That's the point, actually, really important question. There is a mania in CPI watching, right? You know that. Like, it's the first time in my career that everybody has an opinion on CPI. They don't have a model, but they have an opinion. The fourth turning's here, right? Where you have an opinion on things that suits what you need to have happen in life or want, politically or otherwise. Whereas, there's this other thing called data dependence, apoliticalness. So again, this is a very good opportunity for those of you that aren't, part of our community to wake the fuck up. I mean, if you don't like swears, then too bad. I swear, sometimes, just to get you going, right? Just a little bit, So this is a real good opportunity to say, I don't have to wake up having a heart attack about where the U.S. S&P...
Squarespace gapping up.
I want Japan and India.
Terrible volume, terrible liquidity.
And by the way, in the USA, we have plenty of equity exposure. It's just not what everybody owns. I mean, we own defense stocks, healthcare stocks, nuclear stocks. There's stocks. We got plenty of stock ideas. You want some stock picks? I mean, J&J, Carnival Cruise, DraftKings. Ooh, this one's tasty. For those of you that aren't married 17 years. Match. Tinder. MTCH. Right there at the long of the range. Lot to do. Without having to be long Apple and Lens. That just broke down. If you could, you would, right? Like, if you could have got long oil and energy stocks when our breakout signal happened, You've been long them the whole time buying the damn dips. Apple and Microsoft just broke. What do you think that is a leading indicator of? The next AI bubble? I mean, I don't know what you think. I know what I'm going to do. It looks like I got to go.
It is. And on that, we will wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining us today. We'll be back in the studio tomorrow at 9 a.m. Stay safe and good luck out there.
Trying to get out of Squarespace. Got it. All right. Got to dump South Korea for 2.5% loss, 2.7% loss on a pretty big position, but signal changed. Same thing with EMXC, trend change. A lot of shit with trend changes right going on. Alright, got to stop out of Valvoline, 1.8% loss. Ooh, ARKK is just on the edge of puking. Alright, got to stop out of Zoom. Damn. Got to stop out of clean energy ETF. JPXN. Might have just broken to bearish. I mean, you know, who am I to fight? I'm down almost 2% on that position. Who am I to say that's wrong? Life stance looks like it's a buy. All right, buying a little LFST. Damn, Palantir. Palantir.
Site traffic is skyrocketing until this happened.
I had the webcast, but it didn't play. So capital is going to bonds. Yes, but like it's not. I would encourage you to just like there's a very broad picture going on right now. So right now with the bonds, you guys notice it sold off when they told you they're going to sell a bunch of bonds, and now the day they're actually going to sell it, it's up, right? But it's like it's not as if all like people are buying bonds right now because of fear, even though that's part of it. It's just like literally Germany yesterday, and then now Italians today. Like there's just all these little changes that are happening that could influence people to go buy bonds elsewhere. I mean, just quite simply, the news yesterday from Germany, although it's, more European, just to get an idea, all of that money left. So all these people decided that if I'm not getting interest on this, they're going to take out their money, and then they're going to start applying it to, what's it called? They're going to take that money out of those bank accounts, and then they're going to put them into normal bonds, European or American bonds.
Ooh.
China bad report, Green Act closed. We'll see. I feel like China could have been really bad in terms of reaction. Like, I feel like BABA should be at $80. I should have went negative on that play. But in a weird way, they're still holding the China plays up. But the data at face value, and honestly, I mean, it's kind of good for inflation. And like, if you want to look at it, but then it's like, it's still kind of like, damn, China sucks, dude. It's almost been another year.
China sucks, dude.
Nice catch on that spammer. I don't know if he's a spammer. It's a real person. I had to talk with him 9 months ago. He was like really mean to me because I wouldn't tell people the market was crashing. And now he just showed up 9 months later to tell me it's crashing again and to warn everybody. But again, last time I did that, last time I asked him about it and I was just trying to get to the bottom of it like in a nice fashion, he was like, he got so mad at me, and now I didn't even, you noticed it, but I moved on. I said, I'm not even going to bring up last time, you know what I'm saying? I was ready to go. I'm glad you noticed it, but even then, so it's what it is, man. Just get a long term, it's fine. Can we nickname him? Nah, I don't really care. That's it, man. Like I said, even yesterday, I respect people who want to, like, help other people out, So it's good, but it's just like, you got to really ask yourself, are you trying to help people out or are you trying to make them have fear? But just like, let people know, but just do so in a good way. Keep other people's feelings in mind and ask yourself if you are really, trying to help somebody or if you're trying to hurt them by scaring them, which is kind of wild. We breaking that level? Probably. 4483, you're actually right above it. It's like 4483 flat. So if we go below there, then the next level is fill the gap at 4477, then 4474, and then there's like a baby level at like 4450, 4444. We'll see. Novo's going up now. So Novo's running. They even sold off earlier. VKTX is just chilling. Palantir to 15.
Palantir, baby.
Baba a little bit. Feels like the final euphoric. Eli Lilly already ran a lot. It's not Eli Lilly that's running up. It's Novo. Bro, Novo Nordisk is I told you guys I wanted to buy this shit for the long term once it came down. I'm mad. My mom told me about this company right here. Or I think it was actually before 2021. And I thought it would come down and it hasn't. Novo is the real play. But it's too expensive. You have to wait till Eli Lilly comes down. So it's like, or you have to wait till they come down. Like Eli Lilly, they're up a lot, but it's like they also have a good history. Again, Eli Lilly has like 100 years of paying dividends in a row. So like they're very good, but it's just Novo was the money place. Spine's going lower. I learned like, bro, my mom was telling me about it for so long, but I just thought there was too much premium. But eventually, we will get our double dip on Ozempic. Between now and the time we die, there will be one big dip on Ozempic for us to buy. It'll be like Abibuy. Apple, FPW breaking down now. Again, Apple just got taken out at the knees. Again, green to red on the day. AMD is now going lower. Bonds are still climbing up, 0.67. Even Disney now. Yep, Disney did that yesterday morning too. Yeah, VKTX looks good. Solid on that. Just over 50 cents a share. Airbnb to 130. Yeah, they're doing bad too. 10-year under 4? No way. DraftKings on the high. 10-year under 4 is kind of a big deal. This morning. $3.99, yeah. Wow. Pays day. What price would you buy it for the swing trade? You're reaching. You're trying to get me a price on there. Just chill, dog. $3.99. $3.99 on the 10-year. That's crazy. Eli Lilly on the high too. My goodness. That's 4, bro. That's a quarter of a basis point on the 10-year in what, a week? 4.2 to 3.9. Bonds chill out and don't upset. Eli Lilly's still going. Again, VKTX, they're holding it up there. The random play up. What was the random play? The dollar? They got dollar puts, right? Or was it a dollar call? But I don't think it will go. I'm telling you, the bond plays on the dollar have been awful. Let me see. Eli Lilly's, well, I know. I'm mad we didn't buy it in 2020. So if you remember, I was telling you, I was looking for a dividend play in 20. I was gonna buy like 50 grand at Eli, and then I was like, nah, I forgot what I bought instead. I think I got Abby buy instead. I just didn't do as much, and it went crazy.
Oh yeah, that market is puking.
Favorite platform to pay
Big
for trade?
time.
For sure, easy. Tesla's at the low, TSM, Intel, Apple, still more lows on the day here now. Again, SPY's still going. All you have is these healthcare plays going up. All you have is like Ozempic, Eli Lilly, Pfizer plays moving. You're filling the gap right here now. 44.77. You got 6 more points now till the bottom, and then we see what happens. CRISPR's up 6. ROIV's on the high. Again, Eli Lilly, SPY taking another flush through at the bottom here. PayPal new low. Eli Lilly is all I see. PayPal 60, still same price. Tesla 245. Now Amazon's coming down. Coinbase holding up. Tesla again on the low. MPW, I think it's dying there. I'm gonna go for a flip on it, but I also like to let the carnage just let it do its thing. So if anything though, but like I'm saying, for long term and other stuff, just give it time. You know, we know where our prices are. You don't lose if you wait for the good price. And like I'm saying, if people want to react ahead of time, that has always profited us on this play. Buying 3M. It's August 8th. Amazon's coming down still. I have that Microsoft now too. It's all the tech. Again, Nasdaq's down 1.3, SPY's down 1.0, Dow's down 1 as well. Did MPW have bad news? If you don't know how to read it, yeah, I guess the headline could look messy, but I think it was borderline neutral positive. Where's Intel, Nvidia, TSM? Again, Disney flipped already. They had earnings. NVS on the high. Dude, all there is fucking Ozempic plays today. UWMC's down 9.5. Why? That's actually wild. Oh, it could be even these bank downgrades too, low key. But B&Q's only down 1.1. That's weird. UWMC's down 10. 3M's at 103. I don't know if we're getting that value move. And SPY's still at the low, you guys. So this is another new low here. So be careful. You're actually lower on the week now, lower than the last 2 weeks. So again, just as we've been dropping here since the downgrade, this is now the newest low. Last time you were at this price was July 12th. So like legitimately 4 days shy of a month ago. Oh, I forgot about VTGN. CP1. It's been getting blown out, huh? I've been seeing, dude, I was looking at the Chinese bonds. Those are the ones where it's crazy. When you see it at the bottom, let's see good old you want. 724. Yeah. Again, 725 is my level. Remember last time it got up there and then it went up a little bit more and then we came back down, but it'll be there. I don't know if China, we can have a lot of talks about it, but it's like if you really want to react to the China fear, it's kind of like it could be bad, but I don't know if I believe it just yet. The idea is China turns into Japan. I've heard America turning into Japan, but now if these numbers keep showing up like that, I mean, and China can't get out of this gutter, it looks like a little bit of Japan, bro. A little bit of Japan in there. BDRX, they got a bunch of upgrades. They were halted. They're up 30%. They're running up right now. BKTX coming down. BioMarin's running. Apple's flushing. On sound, no. That play, it kept it small. That play, dude, we were up on it. I thought we were killing. I thought it was going to do its thing, and then it just, like, died. I don't know if it was just the pumping related to it or what, but I kept only put $600 in. I mean, I'll hold it, but I don't think I'm going to add to that shit.
All right, so I think there's an opportunity in Petrobras and Freeport McMoran.
But they've had a couple of bad earnings in a row. I do think there is some value, but I don't know if it's on my first choice. But right now, it's in deep value, I'm pretty sure. If you know more about the company, that could definitely help. MPW, it's what happens every time. I mean, I think people get the headline. People don't know how to read the REITs. They panic out of it, and then again, remember when we first made the play, before this run-up, remember it was a headline about refinancing, and they sold it off 15%. So, I'm not a problem with it, but like I'm saying, I would read the filing there, but the way I'm looking at it, we're going to do another 3 months of this MPW shit, that's all. The dividend has not gone away. It's not, whatever accounting tricks they're doing, it's just, the revenue's still there. It literally was not that bad. Yes, 100%. And I do believe that will materialize, but that's it. You're just going to find, it's going to be 3 months of doing just the back and forth. Could have been worse. Yeah. It's like could have been worse, but it's also like it's not even a play that game. It's just, let's just be real. The company gave up 30% of value at the start of the year on the assumption that their rents would not keep up. And that's it. Just 9 months in, they've collected $630 million of rent, haven't missed the dividend, have not issued capital, nor have they cut the dividend. It's just like, when it's all said and done, that does not look like the shape of a failing company. But then again, there's a lot of drama, so don't get caught up in it. So that's where it's like saying,
Don't get caught up in it.
Let the dust settle a little bit, but long term.
Don't get caught up in it.
I just think the reactionary stock, and I will add this. It's not, this earnings is an awful day to have earnings, in the sense that you just had smaller banks, smaller capital companies wrecked by Moody's.
Don't get caught up in it.
Or can have time before next meeting to monitor data. Okay, maybe we get a little bounce off of here or not. A lot of things are holding. Bonds are still up. Upstart's on the high. MSTR. Upstart's actually going green. Is crypto going? Yeah, whoa, crypto gapped. Disney's trying not to die. And then watch if China dies or not too, though. That's important. But look at Coinbase. They just woke up. They're up 1.8. Oh my gosh! And there it is! Coinbase pops, the market has to deal with the law. Italy, Germany, it don't matter. But we get Bradley Frizzle and the Peach. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Peach Nation, get your ass up. On Bradley Frizzle and the Peach, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, glorious. Glorious, bro. I need to stand up, bro. I'm hyped now. I'm hyped, guys. I'm gonna stand up off of that.
Coin,
God bless you,
baby.
Bradley. Look at that, man. That's a credit rating right there. I don't need no Moody's. No Fitch. I just need Bradley Frizzle and the Peach, bro. Amen. Coinbase still going up. IBM, HD, Procter Gamble on the low. Couple of prints on each of them. The dollar is at the highs. Let me see the random play. I don't think it's gonna hit. But this is a big level. I mean, I think we either do a little bit of reaction here, or it's only been 20 minutes. Never mind. You have a lot of time. So man, we still have time to flush even more, even though this has been it's been about a 25-point move since the open, and then you gap down an additional 20. So 25 points of moving, 25 points of gapping. It's only been like 30 minutes. Japan is their currency getting wrecked now. Even though you wait, it's this move towards the upper band. Surprisingly, Japan hasn't made that many waves. Right now, the guy who stepped into the pool with the cannonball today was China and their bad data. And then on the other side of the pond, you have Europe.
Gold is
just
oversold.
fucking up their banking system just on any way they can. They're just like, no more interest anymore. Even though rates are at 5%, sorry, just over no more interest. And then the Italians are like, hey, you made more than 5% last year, I'm taxing you 40%. So it's just, honestly, it's wild. It's actually wicked. If you think about that's just all in the last 48 hours. So that's what's giving us all the ripples, not to mention, like, legitimately global bond yields now are all breaching into, like, historic levels. It's actually kind of crazy. Tupperware is popping on there. Politics are insane. Well, the insanity is just how quickly. So, low key, the Maloney thing in Italy, they could vote against it. The Bundesbank, you can't. So that one is not up to discussion. Ironically enough, the Italian stuff could still change, but just again, how quick it was, that's what's surprising people. Again, there's a lot of abrupt changes. As global bond yields are reaching and breaching, it just all of a sudden these governments are also making very, very sudden shifts in policy. Out of the blue, they're going full communist. Well, the communism part is not the part that should surprise you with Italy. The part that should surprise you with Italy is that they have a very weak economy. And they have just everything, even their bond market and all of it, it's awful. So for them to do a tightening measure and to tighten up banks and lending, it's very interesting to think. YCL for now, but I mean the thing with like YCL, if you've watched the 2-year play, I believe that the YCL will play like the 2-year, even though it shares a correlation with the 10-year. But what I mean by that is that there's only so low it could go, I feel like. So again, if you notice, bonds got blown out. My 2-year play is the same. That's wild if you think about it with what's happened in the last 2 weeks. But then it's like, go look at YCL. Even though it's down here towards the lows, I do think it can go lower because it has been there. But pretty much, I think that might be the floor. And again, just like today, Ueda is already trying to talk it up. It's a catch-22. You know, they just don't want too weak of a currency, but they also don't want it too strong, too fast. Again, that everybody in the world, it seems like, is reaching for stability. And that's where I would put that theory. Wholesale inventories at 10 o'clock. Negative 0.5 estimate was negative 0.3. Economic optimism 40.3, estimate was 43. So that came in a little lower. I don't know if we're going to move off of that. We shouldn't have. Again, this data is all very, very light today. Boeing on the high.
Tough day, tough day.
The red book went past. Yeah, retail sales 0.3. That's That's weird. The red book I think was supposed to be later. Red book 0.3, previously at 0.1. Coinbase was just running, actually. They did good. AMD's on the low now, watch out. Tech Plus number 2, Microsoft as well. I think Apple's about to participate. Amazon hasn't hit a new low yet, but I just saw a bunch flush. Again, AMD, couple of chip makers. Coinbase gave it back? Oh, wow. Yeah, they're about to go negative. That's crazy. So again, more movements here. 1.3 on the NASDAQ, 1.0 on the SPY, 1.0 on the Dow. Yen updates. The latest one was, again, Ueda commenting on the currency and supporting it. They're kind of hinting at it, but it's still weakened. Again, carnage. Above all else, I could probably name you individual news for every country and currency right now and bond. But then it's also tying it to the same, like, just look at the last 5 days. Look at the market today. You know, we're waking up with panic a little bit, but just bond yields, fixed
Pandemonium.
income, interest rates, anything related to it. The last 5 days has been a huge reality check for different parts of the curve. So I think that plays with all of it. You said flat volatility yesterday. I wish I took the trade. Go small. A little bit. Always small. It hit today though. I'm telling you, the way the volatility just woke up. You had the one. It was like 1-2 jab and then an uppercut. Like you actually had enough stuff to bring us a little lower. But now the real question is, do we hold there or not? MPW above 9 again. Again, you might get some upgrades and downgrades off of it. I think that'll be the next step, and then we'll try to position. But low key, I mean, I would read the filing yourself and come to your own conclusion. But then again, I do think the same timing and patience will be necessary. Balanced out. I didn't want to lean too much to the downside. Amen. It's calm, it's peaceful. Okay. Tesla red to green, or meter red to green, January. The Teladoc. It came back down, but you just got to be careful. Tesla is popping. There you go. 2 candles on Tessie. Hold on. The Airbnb, when do I plan to sell it? I plan to lose. It's a big difference. So again, that's why I try to keep them smaller there. I try to play with profits if I can, but quite frankly, if an option play goes in there and it's not looking good, especially after getting murdered, then I think it's going to be a loss on the Airbnb call. Not the leaps. The leaps will come back, but everything else is. Apple going up. Bye bears. Oh, okay, he's calling it. He said down 1%. He said bye bears. We're coming back. Honestly, the high-low ticker looks nice though. High ticker's moving up. You got China plays even playing along now. Words on Macy's. I haven't looked. I'm sure retail stuff though could be related to some of the consumer stuff and data. Seems like random indiscriminate selling. I think it's fear. I mean, I wouldn't call it as random. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that the 1 week after a United States, debt downgrade that we're finally watching this selling. This was again, if anything, like I said on the one Monday watch list, what you have to be careful of is we've seen these pullbacks in volatility and it never turned into anything. So just what we dealt with last week, it was a bond blowout. The bonds are now moving, so it's like I wouldn't call this random. I think it's just finally a reaction. And even when I was saying on the watch list yesterday, it's not like we're even waiting for anything. We already know what happened. The rates are going higher. the rates are going to go higher. Japan already signaled it, but it's just like we're gently working our way up to these rates, and we're gonna see who's gonna crack first. It's a very weird game of chicken, or we're all slowly trying to move into this territory without upsetting anything. If you could get the global bond yields to all climb a quarter, 0.5% above these 10, 15, 25-year levels without breaking anything, we might be good. But if not, that's literally what's happening now. So I don't think we're waiting for something. I literally think we're witnessing it. And I think we're watching, and it's like the temperature gauge is going to go or not. So, but I don't think this is as random as it may appear. I think the real question we got to ask is if does this actually turn into a real sell-off or not? Otherwise, we just go back to the other pullbacks we've seen, and then again, just right back to following the calendar. Something with Intel. I see German regulator investigating digital currency WorldCoin. Is that why Coinbase went down? But other than that, I don't see the other thing. Eli Lilly shares hit a high. Let me check. Intel, Palantir price targets, Leju. Blue is up 10. They might be related to some, again, just a lot of biotech. DraftKings going up too. And testing. Yeah, Mike was a man testing. Yeah, they did. Tesla's good. It's still down 1%, but that was like the first signs of life in a while. Blue is up again. Bluebird, this is a biotech. DraftKings keeps going up there too. I don't know if UWMC had earnings, but they're down 10%. But then again, there was bad finance news. That's the awkward part about REITs today, is that, like, again, I don't think MPW was that bad. I don't know why UWMC is down 10, but the problem is you also have other things. Pay 40% pop. I think it was up 40% from the open. It's just popping up here right now. Yeah, they did 23 or 24. But with UWMC, it's just that, again, the downgrade by Moody's on all these banks, anything with a loose financial affiliation, you know, again, they kind of suffered a little bit for that. Yeah, pay. So it's up 39%. It did like 27% in the morning. It's breaking out here at the high, but you just have that one and then another runner, I feel like. High ticker's going, and then Tesla's moving. I don't have anything on Intel. I see Benzinga stuff. NVIDIA reportedly among big-ticket investors for public listing. That's all I got. 3M. Intel's still on the low. SPY surprisingly not dying here at the low. It's like right below VWAP now. 3M's holding. Qualcomm may have stopped designing chips for Intel. Ah, good note. How much of a business did they have together though? Yeah, so Chad's getting that rumor. It looks like Qualcomm stopping a chip for Intel. Teledoki and high. Still down though. That's the crazy part. VKTX is holding. BioMarin is climbing. I'm still in that one. He needs to break. I'm surprised he didn't get any of that. SNDL pop. AMD on the low. AMD is about to flush, so watch out. That whole time, bro, that was your chance to get green. You had a lot of things going green, but now NVIDIA, AMD, some of the bigger guys. SPY didn't move off of that. It was really close to VWAP, but HIM split. I like that HIM's play yesterday. Whoa, that thing dropped that much? No way. Bro, HIM's did great. Oh my goodness, that's awful. I'm glad we got out of that, but that's what, bro, they guided up 30%. Or I think they got up 17%, they were down 30%. Weight Watchers is going up now. Again, that's related to the VK. VKTX down, Weight Watchers up. Eli Lilly up too now. Oh, man, why are they scamming me? They're going to bring the only fucking Ozempic play down. What was it? There was Eli Lilly, NVO, and now again, even Weight Watchers is going up now. We're getting clapped on VK. I'm actually still up on it, but it's annoying. But yeah, all the other ones. Dude, HIMS is crazy. Hims can. I don't think they can prescribe. It's just like clothing. I work at Intel. They just brought back all of our benefits and all the extras. Something's going on behind the scenes. They're starting to make money again. Just brought back company parties. I don't know. It might be good insight. Bro, screw Wall Street. How is DKTX the only one going down? I'm going to slap them. Hims does RX? Really? I thought they were... Oh, no. I'm thinking of Figs.
Figs.
There's so much possibility to
So many lines, yeah. It's worked. It's worked, and it just all back to last year. So don't ever forget, these lines aren't as arbitrary as they seem. So realistically, we have still yet to breach out of this moment. That's where all of these come from. The first set of lines was dealing with the October, July levels. But I'm proud of them. Those lines help. PSQH, Tucker Carlson could see Peter Thiel invest in his media company. Source CNBC. opinion, PayPal stablecoin, isn't it? I think it's sketch. I think not PST. I think the PayPal coin, doesn't it have like a it's programmed to be frozen, so like they could do weird shit with it. Again, I like PayPal as a value play, but would I trust them to control a stable coin? No. So that's all you guys, but I don't even like stable coins, man. Fuck all of y'all. To get a fucking Bitcoin, I don't know why y'all have to get so smart. You know what I'm saying? Y'all so complex and shit. Just like trying to get every other coin. Just like, that's it. Just, I'm gonna get me a Bitcoin, bro, and call it a day. We trap people, bull slap, miss it, trying to be greedy and waiting for higher short. Yeah, but then like, I mean, I guess just don't miss them. There's like a big point you have to realize.
Tough day. I'm down 71 basis points. The S&P's down 116.
It's like, this, I see a lot of people saying certain things. It's like, it's gonna crash, it's gonna do this, but just don't forget, there's a cost to short it. That's all. So it's like, just as much as you can paint the picture that this is great to trap everybody, just remember there's a cost to short it. So if you are wrong, you are gonna pay for it. So to give you a general idea, that's if you short right now after us dropping about 4%, you're going to be about 4.5% at risk if we touch the top again. So there's cost on both sides. So I'm not trying to say we are going to immediately crash or that we are immediately going to get highs, but to balance out the weights, I am telling everybody just, you know, go slow with it and make sure you find your balance or go off of some evidence, but you know, the feelings of when it moves down and moves up and one day up, one day down, it may look like stuff, but it's like we've done this so many times before. And then PSQH, again, you're getting that CMB, not really moving it, believe it or not. Yeah, surgery? What'd you get surgery on? You okay? You missed, there's a lot of news. There's news out of Italy. There was Moody's downgrading the small regional banks here in America. And then there was bad China export data. And that's what started us off with the 1% gap down. And I mean, we're still down 1%. Low key, bonds have been catching a bit off of it too. Yeah, INFN or whatever, that one's moving up. IMS balance. I like it, but there's still downside on it. Otherwise, I'm being super greedy if I want to wait, but I did like that play yesterday. Apple pop.
Yeah, let's see. All right, everything's kind of oversold finally. So we got S&P oversold, NASDAQ oversold. Unfortunately, 10-year yield is oversold, so that makes me think inflation's going to go up again. Gold's oversold. Dollar's overbought. VIX is almost overbought. Copper's oversold. Crude was oversold, not anymore. Euro dollar is oversold. Natural gas is overbought.
You forecast CPI coming in at 2. I think it could come in lower because the comps are still high, but it's not going to be the same. 18% life ratio, that's great. Gotta hit you with it. I wanted to get on the MPW earnings call. I wanted to listen to it for a little bit, but even then, there's like 4 different plays right now that we could be eyeing. But we'll see. We will see. MPW, I think a lot of fear beyond MPW. That's it. Again, it's been what, like an hour now. Starting to hit me more that there's also banking problems today. That not even banking problems, but banking sentiment that's negative. So just keep in mind not only what the bonds have done, but it's also like, it's just, again, regional banks just got downgraded by Moody's. So that is going to hit there in terms of anything. Again, they mentioned commercial real estate, all of that. How do you get the news indicator in the bottom left? By liking the video. So that's it. It's just the more you like the video, the more likely I'll tell you it. But until it's liked, I don't even think I'm going to tell you anything, actually. That's kind of the whole point. So just like the video. It's good though, it's good for it, but you can unlock it, but like don't expect the newswire to be attracted to you if you don't like the video. That's it. I'm just saying, I like the video, I have a newswire every day. So if you haven't liked the video every day and you don't have a newswire, I mean, shit, that's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. Crowd on the low. That thing's kind of low-key flushing. Bring back the book map. Bro, the book map kind of whack, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun and it was pretty for a little bit, but that shit was such a scam. That shit. It was like, there's 1,000 orders here worth 20 million. Never mind. No, there's not. Nope, look at that. It broke a bubble. Oopsies. Oh, no, now there's 10 billion. Nope, there's nothing anymore. Oh, look, nobody wants. Just kidding. $1 billion wants to buy. I'm like, okay. That's cool. Not helpful. It was a nice visual. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely it was a nice visual, but I mean, it's not like it was a game changer. I'm saving my tin for what? For you're saving your like for a tin? I just accidentally typed it out. My bad. Fuck. You should just like the video. Damn it, bro. I'm sorry. I can't. Ask me again in 5 minutes, and we'll see what happens. I didn't mean to. It just. I was trying to read the question. I scrolled up, and then it just said I didn't like it. Apple was back to green again. They were doing
Little
good
Morgan
yesterday.
Stanley?
Tesla.
Anyone?
Why is Intel? Because Intel's a recovery story. Again, their last earnings were good, but I mean, again, Nvidia, AMD, these companies have been making money, guiding up, doing better. Whereas, you know, Intel, they had their lunch eaten by AMD over the last couple of years. I like changing my mind. It's good. And even then, shout out to Cole Baby. MPWB 5118. MPW is a shit show, bro. Because it's like, everybody who really, like, hates the stock misrepresents it, and then everyone who loves it misrepresents it. It's just like, this was the numbers. 330 million. FactSet estimate was 344. I think Bloomberg had them lower at 342. Or 332. So FactSet is usually more conservative. Again, other places are a lot more liberal. But it's like, they beat on revenue. They lowered their guidance, but they raised the low end, and then they lowered the top end. EPS missed, and then FFO beat. So there wasn't any major beats or misses on it. And again, it's not as if their revenue on rentals. Again, you are buying a REIT. If you're worried about their dividend cut or anything, you should be worried that they will not be able to collect rent and pay back their money. So they did make money still. That is not the problem. FFO was solid. However, what I noticed is that the whole thing with EPS and FFO, it all boiled down to a 360 million depreciation charge. So that could be both good and bad, but that was the interplay between the EPS and the FFO. So it's just like, it didn't do that bad, it didn't do that good. So it's like, it wasn't a report to make it, in my opinion, you know, I was telling you, if we get a good report, blow it out the water, that thing is gonna squeeze. You didn't get that report today. However, If you were, you know, waiting for MPW to die, cut dividend, and show, you know, obvious signs of failure, I don't think you have that. And that's where I think we are today. And that's why I think everybody's back and forth. But then, like I'm saying, another part about this, it's one thing to stop, but just take notice there's something going on with regionals right now. Again, regional bank index is down 3.5%. So, like I've shown you, if you guys kind of compare some of these stocks and you look at defining anything related to mortgage, REITs, interest rate, again, commercial real estate, they are getting impacted by that Moody stuff today. So, as much as I want to say this is the earnings, I think that's half of the story.
CrowdStrike on sale.
Oil booming, good, right? Well, be careful. I don't think I'm ready to play it for a flip, but I want to wait on the price. But what I'm trying to tell you is in the next couple of days, you're going to have really meaningful upgrades and downgrades on MPW, and that is going to be the driver. So you got to realize one asshole downgrades this tomorrow, it's going to take another 50 cents. You see what I'm saying? And then you get one pumper Sandler upgrading it. We're going to go back to $10 real quick. So just wait, let the dust settle if you don't want to take more risk. But unless you want to go for it now, then there you go. Especially for $3.99. God bless you, my friend. Hey, man. It's sunny. Intel is building chip factory in Ohio.
Hey, man.
Taiwan. Massive. Are you the one who works for them? Someone was just, dude, you guys are loving Intel. Surprisingly, I've heard a lot of positive Intel comments today. SLNO 4.9. Target of 19. Microsoft. Apple's still in the green, barely. Could be more bankruptcies. Again, I think if rates go higher, like I said, every quarter point, I think you're going to run into an issue. The popular 30-year spike to 7.22. There's Apple again. Nvidia off the bottom. There's Young Hims. VKTX is climbing back. There's scammers on that. And then BioMarin too, that came down. That thing literally hits we go break even, and then it just sells every time. I think it's done it 4 times. Is the World Bank afraid that bank runs are going to happen? Or what does Moody's comments mean? It's not the World Bank. Fuck the World Bank. The World Bank don't matter here. This was just Moody's. Again, Moody's is the only person who has yet to downgrade United States credit from AAA. They just came out and they gave a comment today on bank stocks, and they said, you know, we just were worried about some things. Here, I'll give you the quote. So they put 10 companies, they put 10 rating cuts on, they cut ratings on 10 banks. MTB, WBS, BOKF, ONB, PNFP, FULT, ASB, and PB. They literally cut their credit ratings on those banks. Moody's did. And then they took a negative outlook on 11 other lenders, PNC, COF, CFB, FitB, RF, Ally, Ozarks, and HBAN. They pretty much said we're about to downgrade these guys. And then they said the big banks like USB, BK, Bank of Mellon, State Street, and TFC and NTRS can get clapped next.
All right, we're doing better.
So
minus 49 basis points. The S&P is down 100 basis points.
Rating, they went after the United States banks and they said, hey, you know, after reviewing, they said the challenges faced by the industry, higher funding, potential regulatory weakness, and rising risk to commercial real estate.
How do I feel about Coinbase?
Lowered the credit profile of a number of U.S. banks, though not all equal. So, like they said, it wasn't everybody, but some of them more so than others. But they just said, hey, we feel like the credit ratings on banks should be downgraded. I know yesterday was Moody Monday, huh? One day late.
Mm-hmm. Real is kind of coming back. It's down. It's only down 4.23% right now. 4, so it's coming back. Maybe, you know, who knows? Who ever knows? So hopefully. So I've been adding all morning.
They all do quite often. I even think this year you've had a shit ton of insider sales. Like an abnormal amount. Tesla's going up here now. You also got Apple holding up too. VKTX. Again, Tesla's on the high. I don't think it's green yet. Conoco, getting some green in oil. Trying to Baba pop. I don't know how Baba should be dead. I'm like kind of concerned because I'm still up on those shares, but China, bro, just again, you got the yuan. Last time I was looking, dude, yeah, even the rates in China are awful. It's messed up. Healthcare stocks is this Ozempic shit today. It's few and far between. Again, healthcare didn't do bad in general. Healthcare is still up. Just remember Cigna, UNH, all of that. But it's like what's it called? It's the Eli Lilly's and the Novos of the world, the VKTX. Who was the other guy that was running up? Weight Watchers. They're up on that too. Again, more so just Eli Lilly and Novo. Just they're hitting all-time highs now. There was a Wegovy trial for Ozempic, the diabetes or the weight loss version. Palantir was all over the place yesterday. Bro, the market's not moving though. Hold on. Bro, anytime you're getting, like, Apple's working its way up, Tesla is, but all the other shit is staying down. You got above 44.75 here. That was like the lowest level, but again, we are just not moving. I think EBS is just like, EBS is like hated in a weird way. So I like EBS a lot. I don't know if they reported yet, but again, I like where it's at in the price, but it's like this thing, we've watched it pop, but it immediately gets sold off. So that's what I'd be worried about. But I like the play. I'm not in it, but again, I think they got a good government contract. I like the Narcan play, and we sold out at like 12 or 13 bucks or something. So I like it, but then like I'm saying, it's not favorable on Wall Street. Anytime I've seen this thing catch a bid, it has gotten murdered. Take on Lyft. Lyft, I don't think it matters. Again, I think Lyft is a indiscriminate buy at like $8 and lower, or like even like $9.40 and lower. We buy Lyft for the long term, so I don't even give a shit. It's you buy the shit for parts. This is like a Honda Prelude or like a Toyota Supra on Craigslist. You can buy for parts. Trust me, the parts are worth more than the company. So that's why I don't care about the company.
Puke.
But it's like if they die and it goes down there, you buy this thing $8. Don't even think about it. But other than that, I'm not. Uber. The ticker of the stock, my mom didn't tell, my mom don't know the fucking ticker. It was Novo. My mom told me about Ozempic a year before everybody. My mom was telling me what was happening with it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it, but then I was like, it's already up. So I was like, oh wait, I didn't think it would go and double up since there. But Novo, my mom was telling me about Ozempic forever. It's actually wild. Again, she likes her medicine just for, again, she used to be a nurse, but she loves all the health trends. We heading into week to week to sell. The market never priced it. That starts now. We'll see, man. We'll see. Again, be cautious. I could kind of see where you guys are getting off of, but I'm a big fan of the pump fake. So I do think there's one. I don't know. I feel like there's one more pump fake left. That's all. Again, I mean, we had the last pump fake possibly on the yield curve. We'll find out, but even then, I'm hopefully slower than not. It does pick up faster, then there you go. But I do think, I do think in all the theories, all the bearish theories, I'm kind of scratching my head why nobody threw in a pump fake in there. That's all. That's the way I'm looking at it. a lot of people tell me it's gonna crash now, the recession's gonna start, no one's pricing it in, and it's like, what if I agree with you, but then I'm like, just throw in one pump fake ahead of it. There's one more drop, and then you rebound, and everyone feels, and then maybe, but then again, like I'm saying, it's just, I'm playing towels, that's all, like, unfortunately. You see, the whole rally was a pump fake. I agree and disagree at the same time. I mean, again, I shorted it, I lost. It's as much as I would want to say it's
But-
what it was. It just fact of the matter, it went up, a lot changed, and a lot changed quickly, but then a lot held up over a long amount of time, and that was the kicker. That was the thing there. So just, I'm going back to my age-old logic of follow the yield curve and follow Jerome Powell. He will admit it, but until they're willing to exit the holding pattern, I'm finding, I guess that's it. If I miss it, I miss it, but I'm gonna bet on that rather than not. Is this the most important Powell? No. Jackson Hole, we'll find a good thing we have Jackson Hole. We'll see how he communicates, but then again, it's just, if nothing changes too much, then I don't know if the equities will change too much. That's it. The only problem they're having globally is that the bonds are changing. That's it. You can let the stock market do whatever you want, but it's just like I showed you yesterday on the watch list, global bonds are breaking. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. I think some of you do, some of you don't, but the point is, this is global. This is not just the United States. This is not just the Fed. It's like the Fed obviously is the leader, but when you look around, like, bro, everybody is trying to breach into this new higher realm of rates. And these are like 10, 15, 25-year highs for some of these countries, and they're all moving there at the same exact time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're waiting for something there. That will be the thing that could crack it. But if it doesn't crack, or they quickly pull back on that, then it's just back to the holding pattern. So that's where we gotta juggle. I mean, that's it. We gotta juggle. So that's why I'm saying, just keep your head on the swivel, be respectful of both sides, but then at the same time, just, take in a lot of the experience you've had so far, to just make sure they don't get you, because, again, if you shoot too early, too big, there is a cost associated. Take that from me. Again, I had to close out an NQ short a couple months ago. So speaking from experience, it's just not cheap if you're wrong. In this market, that's all it is. Now, granted, I think there's less upside from here, but then again, everybody is fucking insane. So all it takes is bad news, and then everyone feels good one day. But like we're saying, apply it to some of the broader stuff. Look at those global interest rates, see if something cracks. Wait till Powell and the rest of the central bankers change their language. That will be more indicative than a shift. Now, maybe what some people would be worried about, and this could happen, maybe the shift happens, markets dump, and then the Fed admits it. That could also happen too. So I see why some of you want to get ahead of it, but at the same time, it's like we just don't know. And at the same time, if you make your mind up too early, this last year has showed us that comes with a price. UWMC, again, this is it's related to just some of the Moody stuff in REITs. I think anything related to commercial real estate, loans, lending, they got murdered off of the Moody's downgrades. Like if I'm on gift on there. I think we have one more pop. It may happen beforehand too, but it's just like, don't remember, they're trying to make you part with your money, and if I could get you one step behind today, it's gonna make it harder to catch up the next step you need. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's kind of it's like morale. Like, you ever play 2K? This is like team morale, bro. That's all I'm saying is, like, if you go for something here, and I'm not saying don't do it. All I'm trying to say though is just like, be defensive in your position. That's what I'm trying to advocate for right now. I'm trying to say, you have an idea, if you're gonna make up your mind, just please be defensive in that strategy, where you could go again, whether you're like, okay, I believe this, But instead of going all in, just make sure you're working your way into it and just approach it from a lens where it's like, we have gone through this many times. I mean, I said it a week ago after the downgrade.
Yup.
We experienced a bigger default and failure of banks than 2008. Again, nominally speaking, the amount was hideous. And even then, your markets are loving it. Just in the sense that, and that's what I mean, where it's like, we could see the worst things, but sadly, MMT, I could write a book on it probably of how MMT changed from 2020 to 2023. And what I mean by that is what I told you is that, like, you have a society and culture that really backs the Fed and the government spending right now, in the sense that they love stimulus even more so than '08, I would argue. It's accepted, it's expected, and it's just like the way that it is supported, you just, again, that's why the banking situation, boom, BTFP, sound and resilient 100 times over, you're good. People like that dip, they wanted the dip. So that's where I'm just saying, just defensive in ideas and positioning, and as we do get that. I agree, exactly. The market can't ignore reality forever, but reality is not going to materialize through the momentum of the markets. Reality will materialize through the bonds. That's what happened in the last 2 weeks. That's why everyone's freaking out. Reality hit. The rates are going to be higher. The long end shot up. The short end didn't move because it was already there. The long end is half of the amount. The long end is getting blown out now. So it's like, same. That's what
XLF.
curve or wait for
Oversold. What up?
Language from the Fed. But until then,
I'm gonna take a shot because I'm feeling frisky.
Next major news is CPI on Thursday, and then Jackson Hole 2 weeks after that. Next week after CPI is done. Not really anything on the calendar. Yeah, and sometimes, again, that's what do they say? They say the market could stay insane longer than you could stay salted. But then again, I mean, you have good signals here. I just, in a weird way, I just think it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's all this is. That's all it is. Don't let your greed get the best of you, up or down. If you have the patience to wait for a language shift, and you have the patience to wait for the yield curve, you are going to get the factory. If not, you're going to turn into an Oompa Loompa. That's it. I feel like it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You have to have the patience and do not let your greed get the best of you to throw you in a direction.
All right, I think buyers are coming in.
Apple is still holding again. Tesla, there's NVO, VKTX is holding. BioMarin came down. Tesla's still moving. Double dip on it. Why do you like it so much, Tochi? Honestly, I'm not really thinking like that. So unless momentum picks back up, like I said, that play's dead. I'll lose my $180 on it, but at the same time, it'll be there. I agree, hesitant to go bearish, just discussing. And that's good, that's defensive. That's how I, just again, little by little is I think how you're going to do it, but then again, I got my head on a switch. I know they're they're trying to take everybody out, bro. That's it, just, what did they say? I think Uncle said it. Act like somebody trying to take it from you. I think it was that the Mark Cuban quote. Imagine there's someone 24 hours a day working to take everything from you. Because it's my largest position. But then why are you going for options? Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like if your options are the largest position, that's unfortunate. But like if it's shares or if it's a leap and in the money, I think you're going to be golden. But the options with literally like 7 days, 10 days of time. If we don't get the immediate post-earnings pop, they're going to be dead. MTW is still down, 880. Where's HIMS? NVAX on the low. HIMS is still holding. People don't. I got you, baby. That's good. I could butcher names, so it's good. If they're leaps, it's a little better, but then again, my leaps on everybody is soft. another $25 in the money. But it just, that's better than, again, to assume the relative value and opportunity. Just a leap near the money is going to do better than a option with 1 week of time left on it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not looking, if I have that Airbnb one that we made after earnings, that does not come to life and I can't get most of my money back, I'm probably just going to lose. That's it. But it's not necessarily a play that I would kind of feed and go after. If that was the case, I'd want shares. Again, anything we've been down on shares, you can kind of maneuver in and out, and it does a good way. Good thing. I feel like I'm in the middle of the ocean waiting for wind. Good. I don't even think it's that bad. I think you got a little bit of wind. It's just wait, my brother. Patience. I put the deposit in the bill, yes. And then I think I got another bill deposit too. Bill, low key, it's been kind of chill. It's been like, I got 853 on the other one. That's not the long-term one. They're pretty much like every quarter you're getting $850, which is still, again, it's gone up by $50 since last month.
All right, well, we've run out of things to buy. It looks like should have been buying commodities and growth.
Yeah, easily. That's like the easiest, hardest thing to do.
And financials.
100%. What do you think happens? You're just sitting there and you're like, what happens with our long terms every year? Like, I want it. And then you just like buy it just to buy it. And then it's like right after, like, why did you buy it? You just wanted to buy it to like, just to bust, bro. Like you just needed to get it off your chest or something. And you just needed to buy again. Like you have a price and you're like, oh, fuck it, I'll just go. And then you're like, why'd I do that? But yeah, waiting is 100% the most difficult thing. And that's the thing that can make the difference between, big profits or even big losses. That's why the market is wild. Because then you see it, and then you have people who really are, like, they are not emotional. And then that's why I say, just how you interact with people, it fucks with you, bro. You're in an industry where you get rewarded if you're patient, and then 90% of the people you deal with are impatient, telling, oh my god, we gotta do this, look at this, why aren't you doing. That's why some people, if you don't talk a stock for 5 minutes, they'll fucking freak out. But it's like, in a weird way, the patience would do you a lot better. So, just welcome to the vintage.
Yeah.
Alright, man, we've done nothing for like 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Still 40 minutes till Euro close. I'm telling you, the stock market, like if I was ever gonna explain the stock market, bro, it's like driving. It's like being in traffic. And it's like driving on the freeway. And then have you ever been driving on the freeway before? And then some dude just like is all up on your ass and is like just being a straight menace to you. And then like, and then he just like finds a pocket, then he speeds by you at like 100 even though you're already going kind of fast. And then he just like goes around you. You know what I'm saying? That's like the stock market. And then what happens 10 minutes later? You see them pulled over on the side of the road. You see, or you have other things. Again, or then sometimes you're in the left, everyone wants to go fast in tech. And then when everybody goes into the fast lane and there's a lot of traffic, sometimes the slow lane in value does a lot better. So just honestly, just keep in mind traffic. At some time, like watch, you'll see people speed by you all. They're like, oh, the impatience, but it's like, stay in your lane, stay at your speed, and if you're constant in the market, you will pass up everybody. That's why I'm telling you, the worst mistake you can make is becoming a tourist. And that's again, if you go too fast, if you get into an accident, You know, it's just like that's the stuff that fucks you up. Where it's like, hey, if you could just keep a constant pace, stay in your lane, and just go, other people are gonna pass you as long as you don't react to other people. Most of the time, you will meet up with them or end up passing them, as if you have a constant speed. So, amen.
Amen.
Turtle wins the race. Well, consistency. I'm not even saying you have to go slow in a weird way. Like I'm saying, you got to stay in your lane and don't react. And I hope that again you're gonna watch other cars pass you, but like it doesn't matter if you get passed up right now. It is truly about the destination and then how you get there, how fast you get there, and what you get to win. Next, still dropping. Abby Vi not reacting. Some of those high plays came back down. I mean, none really moved. I think Tupperware, they're actually still red. Microsoft still at the low. Spy's one candle from going lower. The best loser wins. Amen. Yeah, read that. I don't have Weight Watcher. We were gonna buy it when they bought the thing, but I remember they bought that like I don't think they bought was it Teladoc? They bought somebody's thing for the Ozempic stuff, but it was at $4 and then it just went crazy. MO is just too solid. You just don't like the move. It's lower from here since the earnings, but still at the lower. Just $1 or $2 more bucks we can buy it. Again, there's still a lot of names I want. We have the deposit, but not too crazy. Turns Farmer raised $23 price target. When does the what's it called start? The conference call? MP Dub. Yeah. Yo. So check. No. Sorry. My thought. Bro, I was listening to that this morning, bro. I had the conference call music in the background. And then I had like the news on, bro, and it hit. I posted it on my Snapchat. I was vibing this morning. I was like hyped, bro. It was like 5 minutes before the bell, and I was just hearing like a country beat overlaid with the news, bro. And I was just like, I was vibing heavy. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I was vibing heavy. You ain't Uncle LT could probably freestyle on the track better than you. Yeah, I'm just
I was vibing heavy, dog. I was vibing heavy.
I don't drive a fucking EV. Gas tank still on empty. I'm gonna keep on driving always. I think I just missed my exit. The Prius wouldn't let me mind. I'm telling you, bro, I've been working on it. I'm excited. Any comment on PayPal news? Nah. Again, I like PayPal. I think the coin is stupid. Just like I don't trust PayPal for I don't trust stable. I think stable coins suck, dude. I don't like any of that shit. I know I'm a weirdo. I bought Bitcoin at $300. I still own it, and I don't like any of the. I'm like a Bitcoin boomer. It's so weird because like I love crypto and I'm an early investor in it, and I was a part of it from the beginning. But it's just like I don't fuck with that just everything else, and then just on top of it, PayPal. Again, there's like a protocol priced or like programmed into the coin that they could freeze it or something. It's like asset protection, I believe, but it's just like I don't like that shit, man. All of it, you know, just get your Bitcoin, get your Ethereum, call it a day.
Damn, minus 56 basis points. Fuck. Hard day. Hard market. Tough market. S&P is down 109 basis points, though.
Elon puts his own PayPal. It'll get the people for that, but PayPal still exists. Remember, they have like 450 million users. That's more than a lot of people. Like a lot of companies, when you see their usernames, it's very interesting. I like XLM enough to hold it, but not enough to buy more. So I still have all that.
Oh.
Yeah, back in my day, we only had 3 cryptocurrencies. Now there's 1,000 of them. When I grew up, there was a Bitcoin. You had a Bitcoin for the Silk Road. You had an Ethereum for the smart contract, and then you had a Ripple. That's all we grew up with. I'm telling you, that's all you needed out there. I go outside, I play with a Ripple all day. I just sit there, I draw a line in the sand and play Ripple all day. That's all you need. You need 1 Bitcoin. You get a Bitcoin for $100. That's it. Back then, I'd walk up to the Coinbase and to the counter. I go, I say, hey, give me a Bitcoin. I give him $100. You give me a Bitcoin back. I got a full coin. And then I remember the Vitalik guy. He looked like a scrawny little Zuckerberg. I said, give me one for $1, $4. I got 1 Ethereum, $4. He give it to you. He said you can price a contract. You make a smart contract into it. And nowadays they're like, hey, we got a fucking Dogecoin. Where the fuck's a Dogecoin? Huh? And then you got what else? You got Safe Moon. Who the fuck is not even safe to fly to the moon? How the fuck is a Safe Moon? They had safe in the title and lost 99.9%. Come on. That's all I'm saying. I grew up at a different time. You got to get back to the old ways. It's a good day. It's a good time. I'm telling you, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, it was simple. Simple times. Simple times, big gains. That's it. Anyways. What's the purpose of PayPal stablecoin? Free money. That's it. I think PayPal just looking at Coinbase and they're like, damn, you making 120 million a quarter on stable coins, and that's like your biggest segment. Maybe we should do the same exact thing and create a stable coin so people put their balances in it, and then we do some weird interest fucking wizardry and get money on. That's it. It's a good segment, but you don't necessarily trust PayPal, let alone, again, I think stable coins are just, I would just hold $1, but then again, I guess I'm different.
Real, only down 3.33%. It's coming.
When is SML token coming out? Never. Again, I mean, I've always had the opportunity, but I'm just telling you to buy Bitcoin and get rich with me. That's it. I'm just telling you, like, I don't know why you want me to sell you something, but again, we had a lot of talks yesterday where I'm just saying, I am not funded. You guys, you have to understand, even that little talk about fucking prop firms, like, I hope you get it, bro. I'm bad for business. I am not good for anybody selling, trading businesses and stuff like that, because I will tell you the reality of it, but it's like, I don't get paid off of it. I'm not, there's zero benefit or not for me to tell you anything of that sense. So, I don't like to sell you stuff. I want you guys to invest and learn the right way, walk away with good assets, but, not necessarily.
Well, as we end the stream, down 62 basis points. The S&P is down 113. Tough.